Hi there traders, this is Steve Miley, market chartist for FX Explained, and now we're going to take a look back at the last trading week of November 2019 and take a MacroWatch outlook into the week commencing the 2nd of December. Well, a rather cautious week last week to end the month, to end November. It was Thanksgiving week. Thursday was Thanksgiving holiday in the US, markets closed, and a shortened holiday session on Friday. But we do have a much busier week coming up. But let's do a recap of what we saw first last week. Well, we had a phone call early last week between China's top trade negotiator and the US trade representatives Lighthizer and Mnuchin in here. And that put to ease some of the negative tone we'd seen previously, and China also announcing new guidelines and penalties on IP, protection of patents and copyrights, which then was a sticking point in the dispute, and that has eased some of the negative tensions we saw in markets, and that saw global equity markets push up to new multi-week highs. Certainly saw US equity averages hitting all-time record peaks through the early part of last week. Then we did have a slight negative spin when President Donald Trump signed into effect the bill that it was saw support from the US Congress for the demonstrators, the pro-democracy demonstrators in Hong Kong. And that's seen as a slight negative, potentially, and did slightly impact negative on markets, although it was only a minor negative impact, with many political and economic commentators not seeing these two areas, the trade talks and the support for the pro-democracy demonstrations in Hong Kong, necessarily overlapping. So we shouldn't have too much negative impact from the support that Congress has given to the pro-democracy supporters, even though China do see it as meddling in their internal affairs. Elsewhere in the US, we're coming to the latter stages of the impeachment inquiry into President Trump in here, and we do now see a deadline posted by the House Judiciary Committee for December the 6th, to the end of this week, for Friday, whereby the president or his counsel have to decide whether they want to participate at all in the impeachment procedures. If not, the likelihood is that going into the end of this week and into next, we will start to see the committee decide on the articles of impeachment against President Trump. In the UK, again through the middle of last week, we saw a poll release. This YouGov poll. Now, this YouGov poll is seen as important because it correctly predicted the 2017 election outcome. And this YouGov poll gave the Conservative Party a potential majority in the upcoming December general election of 68 seats. And that was taken as a positive by the market, well, certainly by in the Forex market, with the pound rebounding strongly, having shown some weakness earlier in the week. However, it must be noted that over this weekend, other polls have seen the Conservative Party lead in percentage points over Labour slide to 8 percentage points, having been as high as up to 16, 17 percentage points at some points during the campaign. Now let's take a look into this week coming, and the two standout events we have coming up in the central bank side are the Reserve Bank of Australia meeting, which we have coming up on the 3rd of December on Tuesday, and the Bank of Canada interest rate decision, their meeting on Wednesday, the 4th of December. So those are the two upcoming central bank events we have that the market is certainly going to be focusing on. Obviously, we have ongoing potential for US-China trade talk negotiation rumours or reports. We also have potential impeachment hearing developments in the US, and also further UK election polls upcoming, no doubt, this week. So we're watching for those two. But on the central bank front, we're looking out for the RBA Tuesday and the BOC, the Bank of Canada, on Wednesday. Also, the latter part of this week, Thursday and Friday, sees an OPEC meeting. So we're looking for potentially that we have current output cuts to be extended, the current production cuts, but we're not looking for those to be deepened. But we'll be watching that OPEC meeting with interest as well on Thursday and Friday. And then probably critically at the very end of the week, we have the US and Canadian employment reports, with really the main focus on those that US employment report that we have on Friday the 6th of December. Other data to probably keep our eye on at the beginning of the week and middle of the week, we have global manufacturing PMI data from market on Monday the 2nd, and on Wednesday we get PMI data from both market and in the US from ISM, from the Institute of Supply Management, for both service and composite PMI. So be watching out for those through the middle of the week. I'm going to wish you guys all a great trading day. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel, and I'll be back with you soon. So traders, don't forget to catch us on the next FX Explained Macro Watch and all the great content on fxexplained.co.uk.